Divine Dressed and Unbothered, where we are divine, dressed and unbothered. Well, not really lately. I've been kind of bumming it because I'm at my mom's. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble on about that. Today, my message is going to be about just spirituality and how people perceive it. I kind of touched on it a little bit in my last video, but I really wanted to speak on it in this one. For whatever reason, people feel like being spiritual means that you have to be like a yes man, or you have to be like running through fields of butterflies, and you just have to just let everything go, and you have to just be. It don't mean none of that shit. It means being emotionally intelligent. It means balancing the shadow and the light, the negative and the positive. It means integrating those things. So yeah, sometimes it's gonna be like, oh, okay, that's fine, go ahead. And sometimes it's gonna be like, no, bitch, fuck you. Do you want to do something else? So it's like, people, I think that the misconception is just that it's always like one way. And it's not. It's so multifaceted. It's so many different layers to it. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know. I don't really like spiritually awakened, because I feel like you can awaken, but if you're not living it and walking by it, doing the things that you need to do, then it is you know what I mean? How awakened are you really if you're not even doing what you're supposed to be doing? It's just more about balance and alignment. It's more about figuring out who you are and why you are, and working through the things about yourself that I don't want to say you want to change, but that you just want to understand. For me, it's about understanding. It's about, what do I want to understand? What do I want to take from this? What part of me has been suppressed? What part of me deserves more love and more understanding? And taking those tender spots and really taking care of myself, even when other people don't agree with the direction that I want to go in. It don't mean I'm finna be a goody fucking two-shoe. I'm not. I still get angry. Yes, my feelings still get hurt. Sometimes things still trigger me. And I think that it's not about being triggered. It's not about your feelings being hurt. It's not about getting or, ruffling your feathers. It's about, how do you react after the feathers have been ruffled? How do you react after you have been put in this space where, you're triggered, or you're not liking the way something is going on? That's the test. It's not about never getting upset. It's not about never having a feeling about certain things. It's not about never, I've cried more during spiritual enlightenment. As I've become more spiritual, I have cried more in these past 10, 12 years than I've cried probably in my whole life, because sometimes I just get random tears, because sometimes it is out of joy. Sometimes it's gratefulness. Sometimes it is out of pain. Sometimes it's just like a sharp memory. So I just feel like people have made it in their mind about kissing ass and being always of the light. Nah, you 50% shadow, fam. So it's about integration. It's about not allowing your ego or your shadow to just reign on people. It's about knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. It's just about knowing who you are and why you are that way. And again, coddling the things or the parts of you, the tender parts of you that have been shunned or made to feel shitty. You know what I mean? For me, I'll just, because I can't use you. So for me, I was always really, really super sensitive, crybaby sensitive, motherfucker, look at you the wrong way, I'm crying because what I do. You know what I mean? And for years, that part of me was something that I couldn't help but show. And then as I grew older, my family and even some of my friends, they would really get annoyed with my level of sensitivity. So I began to shun that part of myself, because I was just I'll cry in the car. I'll cry when I get home because they didn't want to see it or they didn't understand it. And for me, it was difficult because I would have to like play tough boots, even though like inside I was dying a little bit. So now I'm the person that if I want to cry, I cry. And if you don't like it, then I don't know, close your eyes, bitch. Like, I don't know what to tell you, you know? And it don't always have to be negative tears. Sometimes they're positive tears. Sometimes they are just tears. They just come. So it's like when they come, I don't hold them. I don't hold them. And if a person has a problem with that, then you probably don't fit into my puzzle. And that's okay too, you know? But it's just like things like that. Instead of trying to hide it, I integrated it to where now I don't cry half as much as I used to, because now I understand why I was so sensitive. I was so sensitive because certain things had taken place in my youth. I was so sensitive and I was so afraid to cry because people didn't understand it. And, you know, usually misunderstanding is like the base of fear. Like, you know what I mean? Like if a person fears certain aspects of another situation, they will, you know, misunderstand it because they don't get you. They don't get it. They don't understand why these things are taking place. So it kind of falls in the bucket of being a fear type of thing. Because it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. What else could that be considered other than fear? You know what I mean? If I'm crying, how is that affecting you? Unless you did some shit to me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, those are the things that we have to learn through spirituality. And then, you know, just knowing that sometimes you still gonna get mad. Sometimes you gonna go apeshit. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna have to let the ego reign. Sometimes you gotta step into that masculine energy and just let them have it. Just to put things in perspective. And sometimes you gotta step back. And sometimes you gotta let them run along. You know what I mean? You want to be mad, I'm not mad. Or, you know, if you find yourself expressing your opinion or your own personal thought process about something and another person don't understand it, or they try to project up on it, like, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. And we don't have to just sit around and act like everything is rainbow butterflies, bunnies, and open fields and twirling. And like, no, like, it don't be that. It don't be that. It's just knowing why it's not that and understanding yourself, because that's what it's more about. Because if you could control yourself, if you could control your emotions, if you could control your thoughts, you will be one of the most powerful people walking this earth. Like, seriously, that's what it's about. It's just like in meditation, the breath control. It aligns with controlling your thought processes. It aligns with controlling your emotions. It aligns with controlling outside influences. You can't control people. The only thing you can control is self. So if you could control you, your thought process, your mindset, the way you handle things, your emotions, if you can control those things, then you are low-key puppet mastering the world, because you're not allowing it to affect you. So the next time you see somebody acting like the spiritual enlightenment has been just their best friend, just know they ain't doing the work. They're not digging deep, because it's not going to always be easy, and it's not going to always be fun, and it's certainly not going to always be pretty. You know, I've had me a couple of dark nights of the soul, and in those, once I am able to be reborn from that place, I'm new. You know, I'm new. I'm a new sharpened tool. I am a new sharpened tool. I am a new sharpened tool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am different. I am new. So it's like, never feel like you're not getting things done because you aren't understanding every piece or every bit of the journey. That's actually when you are in the depth of the work, is when you don't understand. When you feel lost, that's when you're working. Because you are lost, because you're somewhere you've never been. So don't allow outside influence or thought processes to fool you into thinking that spiritual awakening looks one way, because it doesn't. And, you know, I assume, I don't want to even say that, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I assume it could look like all rainbows and butterflies, but that would insist perfection, which would insist a lie. So just remember that nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. And to go through this process is beautiful, painful, and necessary. I don't think that you should ever compare your journey to another person's, because we're all individuals, and what you have to heal and your best friend or your mom or your sister, they may not need to heal those things. Those things may not have any bearing on them or their life or how things are working out for them. So what you need to heal, or your childhood traumas, or your generational curses may be the same across a generation in a family setting, but since we all have different emotions, what you need to heal, I won't need to heal, even if we have the same mother, because the way that she made me feel may not be the way she made you feel, because we're individuals. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that little tidbit, because I see a lot of things saying like, or people pretending that being spiritually awakened means you never are mean, or you're never angry, or you're never upset. And it's just not true. Now, you may lose some of those feelings as you become emotionally intelligent, because you won't let things bother you. They don't have that effect on you anymore. But that's not through spiritual awakening. That's through emotional intelligence, where you are in control of everything about your vessel. And that's a whole nother spot, and that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But just to put it out there, I do feel like spirituality is morphing and it's changing in a lot of different ways. I feel like there are so many rules and regulations to what spiritual enlightenment or spiritual work is now. It's almost becoming like a religion, and it's almost becoming annoying how people, like, now it's like certain spiritualists are being put up on a pedestal, and like, you could be Christian for that, you could be Catholic, like, you know, like if it's all these rules to how I'm supposed to heal, that's crazy. Like, how you gonna tell me how I'm supposed to heal? You don't know my pain. You don't know my trauma. You don't know what I'm supposed to be healing. So I can't tell another person how to heal. All I can say is that no matter what another person makes you feel, it don't always gotta look one way. And it don't always gotta look pretty. And you don't always have to be nice. And you don't have to be a fucking yes man to awaken or to align. You don't have to be a goody two shoes or a kiss ass, or, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta do none of that. Like, you don't. All you have to do is the inside work for yourself, your vessel. Let your heart heal, or heal your heart. Heal the wounds that are holding you back. Figure out what things about you have been shunned through childhood, or even through just relationships, even personally through yourself, things about yourself that you don't like. Like, I don't like my legs. I know it's so superficial and it's so physical, but I don't like my legs. So my job this summer is to wear as many shorts and as many mini skirts as I can find, because I need to realize and understand and appreciate that this is a part of me. And if it wasn't for these legs, then honey, I wouldn't be getting around. So move forward, because some people ain't got legs. That's how I mind fuck myself into submission. So it is what it is. I hope you guys like the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know, like, do you feel like this? Do you feel like spirituality is becoming more rule based? And it shouldn't be. So anyway, that's about it. Please come back for another video another time. See you later. Bye.